welcome to week 9 of term 3. We've had a really packed term, and I'm sure everyone is going to be soon looking forward to having some school holidays, but just a couple of things to tie up before everyone shoots off on holidays. And PGN1 group this week is going to learn full C and full G. So just to talk about that a little bit more, what we do in the beginning of our guitar course is teach students how to play what we call 4-string chords. So our G is a little one, looks like this, and C is also small. So we're going to add a few more notes this week. Now if students, some of our smaller students, if they struggle with this, it's okay, they can continue to play the 4-string chords. Otherwise, we try and encourage students to go with the full-size chords, or the adult chords we call them now. So a full G chord would look like this. We would get our first finger and put it on string number 5, fret number 2. We would get our second finger and put it on string number 6, fret number 3. And then we get our third finger and we put it down on string 1, fret 3. Should sound like this. As always with guitar chords, there's a couple of different variations for full G, so and depending on where you play it on the guitar as well, but that's the one we use. With full C, what we do is it's just an extension of the small C that we use. So it's just as it was in the beginning with the 4-string version. First finger onto string number 2, fret number 1. Second finger onto string number 4, fret number 2, and the third finger goes onto string number 5, fret number 3. And that chord is strummed from string 5 downwards. This week with PGN2 students, we're going to start to really wrap up the PGN course for them now. So next term they will go on to the top 10 program. So the next couple of weeks, what we're going to do is, as they'll see in the back of the book, there's some pretty comprehensive tab work in there based around the 12-bar blues. So we're going to keep working on that, and students will be able to complete that work to varying levels depending on their age and how much they practice throughout the course of the term. Not much pressure there, just we're going to go through that. We're going to get as much done as we can over the next couple of weeks. Top 10 program this week will continue with Shut Up and Dance. So with Shut Up and Dance, we've been working on basically making sure that we've got our chord progression right with the capo on. This week we're going to look at doing a beak test. Now, beak test, as some of you would know, is a reference to a physical exercise challenge that you might sit if you were going to join the army or the police force or something like that. We do it a little bit differently on the guitar. So what we do is we get a metronome. Now, a metronome, some of you may have seen before, is one of those things that sits on top of a piano, clicking like that. It's a timekeeping device. Most people these days are able to get a metronome on a smartphone if you have one. I certainly know that the ones we use and all of our teachers use are very easy to get from the App Store, and you can get a free one generally. So we'd encourage students to do that. When downloaded, what we do is we show students how to start slow. So we start off at 60 beats a minute, and students might find when strumming at that speed, it's around about this. So what we do is a great way to get students playing their guitar quicker is to play at 60 beats a minute, make sure they can do that, then increase the speed to 70 beats a minute, then to 80, then to 90. Now we often find in the context and in the space of guitar class, most students on a simple strumming rhythm will go from 60 all the way up to over 200 beats a minute. So it's a really great way to graduate the speed while students are playing, and that's what we use. So that's beak test week this week. We're going to get students playing Shut Up and Dance at speed with the beak test. Finally, masterclass students will vary over the next couple of weeks depending on what school they're at and where they fall in the performance schedule. So some masterclass students will be performing at their schools next week. Some won't be. You will know via the way that the message that we've relayed to you in email. So no need to panic if you haven't been told by us that your student's performing, then your child will not be performing. But some of you will be aware that they're coming up. So based on what students will be doing in terms of performance is what we'll be working on in classes this week. So it will vary from side to side. However, as we wrap up the term and look forward to the next term and Christmas being ever so close now, I would suppose. We've had a really good time this term, doing heaps of learning, and everyone has really seemed to enjoy it. So have a great week, and we'll see you in week 10. Thank you.